Welcome to We Are Flatlanders. This is episode 40, and my name is Shelby.
I'm Rory.
And welcome to our humble podcast. So, Rory, how has your week been?
Week's been good. We had the most amazing dinner last Friday evening in a place called Evo. It's on, I want to say, 4th Street?
I think so, yeah.
It was wonderful. It was delicious. It was the best meal I've had in years.
I'm going to say, I think it's in the Hyatt Place Hotel, but our friend works in that hotel, and if I say the wrong name, then
It'd be bad,
it would be so terrible. But, yes, you're right. It's the best meal I think we've had. Ever. Yeah. I mean, definitely in Portland.
Oh, miles in front of anybody else, Wonderful, wonderful food. Cooked to perfection. Delicious.
So what'd you get, Rory?
Flank steak, and I got chickpea fries, and I know the chickpea fries doesn't sound appetizing, but they were wonderful. The steak was just fun. It was magnificent.
I had hake and mussels, and the sauce with it was just incredible. It was some kind of tomato sauce, but the way it was seasoned was just outstanding. What?
Nah, go on.
Okay. So you can't just have these side conversations when we're on the microphone. So you said that you had the chickpea fries and the steak, and we had it was heirloom. It was heirloom tomatoes with ricotta. And I know that sounds really boring, but let me tell you, this was outstanding. Mm-hmm. The cheese was just like, it's not your store-bought ricotta in a plastic tub. This was amazing ricotta. Oh man, we feasted on that. The only thing, like they said on Frasier, what is it that they say about the one flaw?
No, the perfect meal is having a great meal with one little flaw.
Yes. So
the one little flaw was there are several. He was lovely, but everything that she was too enthusiastic. Really, she was like, "You're gonna love the food here. The food here is so good. Any option you choose is going to be wonderful." She oversold it, and this is before we had it. And so she was like completely overselling it. So we kind of red flags a little bit. But you know what? She was dead right.
No, I don't agree with that because I would have taken her home Tamagotchi style in my pocket. She was so cute. No, I don't agree with that at all. I loved her enthusiasm. My issue was I got a drink that had some kind of pink peppercorn infused vodka in it. And it was not very good. I could barely taste the peppercorns, and it was kind of like a Greyhound, but no salt. Greyhound is a grapefruit vodka drink with salt on the rim. I didn't really like this drink that I got, and it was $12, and I could have done without that. Plus, I don't really drink liquor, so I bought it because I thought it sounded exotic, and it wasn't really up to my expectations. That was my flaw to pick at.
Okay.
Right?
That's fine.
So anyway, it's Friday night. This is August 21st, 2020, and we are recording later in the week than usual. And kind of celebrating the weekend coming up, right? Like, I guess it's the weekend now, whatever coming up thing. And you and I were talking about how the microphone picks up exterior sounds. And so our apartment faces the garage area and also a house where some people hang out in their backyard area. And they often talk very loudly. And there's a guy that will scream curse words at the door. And we heard, as we started recording... Well, before this recording, like before we started, this guy kind of being loud, and we heard seagulls making a lot of noise. And so if that comes up during this show, then I'm glad we're prefacing that now, as we have to talk about it later. Like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, I just feel like I should drop that in there in case it does happen. So anyway, you kind of just jumped into the topics already, but let's talk about how we're enjoying some weekend beverages. I'm having a little bit of sparkling wine, and you're having some red wine, and we just ordered and enjoyed pizza from Bonobo, a pizza place with a, what is it? I always say brick fire. It's one of those ovens where there's actual fire in it, and they stick your pizza. See, this is what happens in front of the microphone, is I forget what things are called. But they put the big wooden spatula in there and they bake it with actual fire.
It was delicious.
Yeah, so you had a pizza with peppers, onions, and pepperoni, and I had the taleggio. I don't speak Italian. But it had that type of cheese on it, and smoked tomatoes, fantastic. Highly recommend Bonobo. And I might go back and get some of that chocolate mousse they have for dessert. I'm not sure yet. Well, I'm in the middle of recording. But, let's see how I feel at the end of this. Oh, Rory, are you going to enhance my sweet tooth? We'll find out.
Well, they stopped saving now at 6:30, Shelby. You have
yeah, sure.
16 minutes.
Yeah, I bet, right? So, we have quite a few topics, right? I think a lot has happened in this week. So, the first topic is, I was walking home from my office, which is not too far from where I live. It's basically around the corner, and so I was coming across the street towards the building we live in, and this guy walked up to me, and I could see him making a beeline for me, and I thought, oh God, what is he going to do? He walked up to me and asked if I would pick up a prescription for him at CVS, and I said no, and walked into my building, which I thought was strange that he would ask me to pick up a prescription. It sounds to me like he's trying to score something that maybe he is not allowed to have. Maybe he is not allowed in that store,
God only knows,
Yeah. So
that's weird.
Of course I'm going to decline that. No, yeah, sir, I'll go ahead and pick up your drugs. Like, can you imagine?
I'd be late for work, and then I will tell my boss,
Around
the reason
here,
that I'm
though.
late for work, I picked up a stranger's prescription,
This was after work. It doesn't matter, like...
Imagine my embarrassment.
Yeah, but, I mean, can you imagine?
No.
If I went and picked up somebody's, like, probably I shouldn't say this, but you know what I mean. It's probably opioids or something.
I have no clue.
I mean, I doubt it's like he's trying to get Flonase. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, whatever. But I thought that was the first time... I thought that was weird. That was the first time anything like that has happened to me. Of all the strange things people have asked me living around here. So, yeah, be forewarned. There's probably a dude in our neighborhood who, yeah. So, we already talked about the Evo dinner, but it's also wild blueberry season. So you know what wild blueberries are, right? Can you describe them?
They're wild and they're blue.
What else?
They're berries.
What makes them different from regular blueberries?
They're from Maine.
What else?
They're born and raised in Maine, Shelby.
So when you see them at the store in their carton, do you remember what makes them different?
I have no clue.
They are tiny. So when you buy a pint of these things, you get like 2 million of them in the container versus like a regular pint of blueberries.
Okay.
I love wild blueberry season. I think for the novelty more than anything. Because it's like, oh yay, Maine! Because Maine is the, I think, primary grower of these wild blueberries. And so it's always exciting when I see them in the store. And I think to myself, I'm going to make so many muffins, and I buy a pint, and I bring it home. And
you have 10,000 of the things there.
Yeah, I drop a few, and like when I mean a few, like 40 of them roll over the floor and other things.
In your grocery bag, carrying them up, the little turn tilts to the side.
Yeah.
They all fall out, and of course there'll be a little hole in the bag.
So it's amazing, though.
Using a trail of blueberries from their front door to our apartment door, Shelby. Good move, Shelby.
Yeah, well, thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome.
What is this guy doing with his car out there?
I don't know. I don't really care.
So, with the blueberries, what I think when I buy them is I'm going to make so many blueberry muffins. And I keep them around, and they do last a long time. But then, like, October rolls around, and it's like I still have these things. And it's like, I still have 1,500 wild blueberries, and they're not looking so great now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard to find, like, I feel like a little goes a long way. You buy them and it's like, are they really $8? And then it's like, I'm still using these things up. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But it's always exciting to see them. It's like a sign of Maine summer. So, what else? Do you see the next topic?
Head games for our team salon.
I went last weekend to a salon here in town called Head Games, where
it's a foreigner song. People don't know.
Yeah, I got my hair trimmed, and like Rory said, I went to the salon and was surprised. Not really. I wasn't surprised at all, actually, that it wasn't a foreigner-themed salon. But can you imagine if I did go in there and it was
Shelby, your haircut was urgent.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it was your first time in there, so it felt like the
first time? Yeah.
The very first time.
Okay, what else? You know what?
And there was games in there as well, so he came out and he said, like, I'm a jukebox hero.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? When I walked out and I felt my scrumptious hair, I finally knew what love is.
Oh.
It's a terrible one.
Get your coat, Shelby.
What else? So when I went to the desk to pay, they asked me if I wanted to, schedule my next appointment, and I said, "Say you will."
Oh.
Open a slot for me on October 7th.
We should have talked this part out, Shelby, a bit
yeah,
better.
I know. Hey,
we're dying here.
You know what? We don't have a writer for our show. It's us on the fly. Look at us.
Okay, let's moving on.
We're not comedians. We're not improv actors. We're just a couple of people sitting on our couch in the west end of Portland doing a podcast.
Moving on. Farmer's Market. She'll be walking around with zipper open. Yeah. And she almost knocked down a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a farmer's market down in Daring Oaks Park. So we went down. You can get great veg down there. So we went down. It's only like a 10-minute walk away from where we live. And we went down and we were about halfway through the market. She realised that her zipper was completely down. That was kind of embarrassing. But we just moved on and went on and, looked at different things. And there was some people there playing music, which was nice. And then we stopped to have a look at, I don't remember what it was, but Shelby was right next to one of the poles holding up a tent. And then when she went to move, she crashed into the pole. And it was...
Oh, no.
It was like, really, that would have been funny.
Can I kind of retell your story? So what happened was we went to Hi-Fi Donuts in Monument Square for breakfast. And then we walked over to Daring Oaks Park for the farmer's market. And I think that entire time, including like halfway through the market, my zipper was down. And that was really embarrassing because it wasn't just like, oh, it's down. It was like wide open. And it was really, when I saw it, I just wanted to really slink away. So I zip up my pants and we keep walking. And we ended up at this large tent with a variety of produce. And somehow my foot got stuck under one of the tent poles. And I think like a sudden move more than I had made at the time, I could have knocked over the entire damn thing. I mean, that is so me. I'm clumsy. So, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Could have been worse, shall it?
Can you imagine? It's like, that'll be $7,000. Jesus Christ. And paying for all the produce and like some injuries, and I feel like I'm a walking train wreck sometimes. You know me. So,
yes.
No, I'm very awkward. So, at least that didn't happen though, right?
Yeah, it could have been worse. Kind of funny looking back.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, haha. I'm not really laughing about it now. That was a very sincere laugh.
Yes.
But you're laughing. Whatever. So, yeah. Well, okay. So I've been trying to sell some things on Facebook Marketplace. And actually I did sell the things I tried to sell. But not without hassle. Man, I sold an air fryer that was new, and I sold a guitar, and I sold a thing, I can't remember what it was. What was it? Guitar, air fryer, and oh my god, what the hell did I sell? A bike!
Oh, yeah.
And it's amazing to me that people will be like, hey, can you deliver that to my place? And then be like, I need like 2 days to get to you. And the way that they haggle on there, yeah. So a dude was asking me to like drop off his bike for him if he bought it, and then he was trying to talk me down from the already highly discounted price. And this other woman was trying to get me to deliver my bike to Lowe's in Westbrook. I was like,
no, not gonna happen.
No, or not my bike. It was she bought the air fryer, but whatever. Anyway, this is a really boring complaint, but it did happen this week, so there. Right?
There you go.
And all those things are sold now, and so I'm probably going to buy more of this delicious sparkling wine. And maybe that chocolate mousse I told you about.
Oh, Shelby. I can almost feel my stomach turning.
So, you and I tomorrow have some plans. What are you...
So, Shelby, you and I tomorrow, Emma, we can have... We have plans. What are they, Shelby?
Why don't you talk about that?
we're going to go kayaking tomorrow morning into a place called Fort Gorgeous, which is off the coast of Maine. And we've seen it like loads of times, but haven't been to it yet. So tomorrow morning we're going to meet at, I believe it's 9:20. And we're going to bring a bag and stuff. We wear shorts over there because it's going to be wet. And it's going to be fun.
I like how you took all of that. I don't know why you said we're going to wear shorts because it's wet. Where'd you get that from?
It'll be hot as well.
Okay.
Get it together, Shelby, please.
Yeah.
Could have been sunblock and bug repellent, my full body mosquito suit. Lots of water. Usual stuff. Maybe a towel or two.
So Fort Gorgeous is this historical site, and we will learn more about the history when we do this thing tomorrow. But I believe it was a fort during one of the early World Wars. There's only 2 of them. I think it was like World War I. That it was a fort, on the very eastern board of America. I'm going to sound like a dumbass right now. But basically, it's this fort that it is now like kind of in ruins on this small island off of Portland in Casco Bay. And this company called Portland Paddle will take you out there on a kayak. On your own, you have to paddle your own kayak out there with a guide and give you a tour of this fort. And it's super cool. If you ever go to Portland and you get on one of the ferries to like Peaks Island or Little Shabig or whatever, you'll go by Fort Gorgeous, and it's very interesting to me anyway. We've gone by it so many times, but now we're going to actually go set foot on it. I think that's really cool. It's probably not going to be all that great. It's going to be this moldy old moss-covered building. But, we can say we've done it, right?
There you go. And it'll be fun being out in the water with there's been sightings of a great white shark as well.
Yeah? Are you sure that happened around here? So a woman got attacked by a shark here in Maine, but I don't know where that was.
And killed.
Yeah, I know. But like...
I don't remember.
Probably not in Portland, though. We would have heard about it here,
Yeah.
Because you and I both work at the 2 hospitals in town, and probably would have heard quite a bit about this incident. But you said that it made the news, like, overseas, and
it did.
It was such a international event that now people are freaking out about getting in the water. But remember we were at Hannaford last week, and there was a National Enquirer, and it had a picture of a lady with a shark, and it was like, she had her head chewed off. Her family is in shock or something. And I thought, if I ever get chewed to death by a shark or have some kind of unfortunate accident like that where I died, I don't want that to be kind of like my obituary send-off.
I'll send Buddy in, Shelby.
Yeah. What's that?
I'll send Buddy in.
What's that mean?
Buddy.
Bitey? Oh, I was like, Buddy? What the hell's that? Okay. Alright. You mean Bitey like a hypothetical shark?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever watch a show called Jabberjaw as a child? Do you know what that is? Jabberjaw the shark? He was in a band. And he went, yeah, yeah, yeah. No? Okay.
Sing myself out.
Anyway, so, don't watch it. It's really stupid. It's one of these Hanna-Barbera abominations. Did you ever, watch any Hanna-Barbera cartoons? Do you know what those are?
I'm not sure.
So, I grew up in Houston, and we had our own Disney World. It was called Hanna-Barbera Land. And Hanna-Barbera was, second-rate cartoons. Do you remember, Huckleberry Hound? That's basically, Lindsey Graham in a dog form. And, not the Pink Panther, but, some other related cartoon character. And I think Scooby-Doo was, Hanna-Barbera. But they were kind of like a psychedelic version of Looney Tunes. And in Houston for a year, we had Hanna-Barbera Land. It was so successful that it went out of business very shortly.
Okay.
Anyway, I was just wondering if you'd ever heard of these things.
No.
That's right. In Ireland, you had Bosco.
Mm-hmm.
So, explain what Bosco is.
He was a puppet that lived in a box.
Yeah?
And he came out, he had red curly hair and 2 red cheeky cheeks.
Rory, was that you?
Yeah, shit, it was me. I was in disguise. Yeah. You found me out, you lifted the curtain, Shelby.
Yeah. Okay.
It was Zig and Zag as well.
What's that?
2 puppets as well. Looking back, they were completely dreadful. But back then, we didn't know any better. We were kids, you know.
I've watched it on YouTube. My God, it was like a guy with a hand puppet. It was almost like Canadian quality kids show, you know.
Anyway,
But you found it entertaining, I guess.
I was 5.
Yeah. Hey, look, at least our puppets were like a full-grown man in an enormous bird suit with real feathers.
Real feathers, my ass.
What do you think he was made of? The skins of
Wool?
The skins of wool? That's a skein of wool. Okay.
Well, imagine my embarrassment, Shelby.
Okay. I still believe that Big Bird was actually made of real feathers.
You think he's an extinct bird now? Oh, he passed away today.
No!
Sorry to break it to you, Shelby.
He doesn't even really exist. He's a figment
That's
of our
my
imagination.
point in my...
That means you can't die. Come on, Rory, don't destroy my childhood.
Okay. We're getting off point here, way off point here.
What's wrong with that? It's fun.
It is fun, but we sound strange.
I think you sound strange.
Right back at you.
What's wrong with you? Yeah? Okay.
Okay.
Do you know that when you say that kind of stuff, the microphone picks it up? I'm gonna... Don't tell anybody.
Oh, please don't. Like it is.
Okay. So anyway, wrapping up, you can reach us at weareflatlanders@gmail.com. Feel free to send us any comments, feedback, or just say hi. And we are going to go off and enjoy the rest of this beautiful weekend, and I hope you do too. And Rory, do you have any final thoughts?
I'll let you know how kayaking goes tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Well, take care, and I hope you'll join us next week as well. Cheers.
Bye. It was fun. Bosco.